Well, hey, good afternoon, folks. This is Bill Costanzo, Livestock Guardian Dog Research Specialist at the AgriLife Center in San Angelo. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. This is our LGD Q&A session for June, and we're going to go ahead and get started here, and I'll start answering some questions that are been posted by producers. So if anybody is logging on and you have any questions that you didn't get posted for this month, feel free to go ahead and post those in the comments, and I should have time to get to those today. So I want to thank the Sheep and Goat Predator Management Board for providing funding for our program as always, and Dr. Redden for providing leadership for the program. Our first question today is from Susan Swales. She wants to know, what do I think about allowing livestock guardian dogs to play or non-livestock guardian dogs to play with livestock guardian dog puppies, not while being trained, but more of a play date type of thing. And so I guess, Susan, I would say that I don't see any reason not to allow the dogs that you have as pets or other working dogs on your ranch to I guess have kind of a play date with your puppies. It's important that your livestock guardian dogs are acclimated to any other dogs that you have on the ranch, whether they're hunting dogs or other working dogs that you may have on the ranch. It's important that those dogs know each other and that they socialize with each other on a regular basis. The biggest thing is that if you're looking at having dogs that are not yours, that are not on the ranch on a regular basis, come out and have some sort of a play date with your dogs, I wouldn't recommend that. That could lead to your guardian dogs becoming acclimated to any dogs that come onto the ranch. And so, for instance, if you're close to town and a town dog came out and was harming your livestock, it could lead to your guardian dog not doing anything about that issue. So I would say, your own personal dogs that are pets or other working dogs, yes, but dogs outside of that, I would say no. That would be my recommendation. Next up from Cheryl Larkin. Thanks, Cheryl, for posting questions. I see you on our page fairly regularly. She says her dog chews on his paws occasionally. She thinks that it might be allergies, but her husband thinks it might be from running over cactus and mosquito, and their pad is going to be a lot of times warm to the touch. They won't want you messing with it. So that's usually a good example of if they've got something in there. If that's not happening, if the dog isn't limping on the foot, it's not hot or swollen, if you see some itching of the dog, or the dog has a lot of dandruff in its coat, or its coat is real dull, that there could be an allergy to something that is in the feed. And so another question I guess I would ask you, and I'm not sure if you're logged on today or not, but what kind of feed are you feeding the dog? Is it a better quality feed? Something in kind of the middle of the road price range that's got like animal protein as the first ingredient. If you're feeding a decent quality feed, maybe switch to something similar in that price range and fat and protein level, and see if that changes anything. If you're not feeding a good quality feed, you're feeding something on the cheaper side, that could be a cause of it too. Some of those cheaper feeds, you have to be careful with where the ingredients actually come from. Another thing, depending on how much your dog has to do, I'm not sure the size of your operation, but if it's a smaller place, it could be just out of boredom. My border collie, a lot of times he doesn't have enough to do, and he'll lick on his paws and make him kind of sore, and then he'll be limping around, but it's really just because he doesn't have enough to do all the time. Our next question up is from Jacqueline Gibson. She wants to know if we've ever used any type of natural oils or garlic supplements as a natural insect deterrent for biting flies, gnats, ticks, and fleas. She says she struggles trying to keep their dog's ears, noses, and their legs and paws treated during the season. She said most recently she's seen a garlic chewable advertised. She wants to know if they work and if we have any thoughts on those. And so I guess I'd say, Jacqueline, we've never used any type of product like that. We use Brevecto for our flea and tick control, the 3-month version, and it works pretty well for us overall. But there are products out there, natural insecticides that have things like citronella and some different types of makeups of pyrethrins in them, and those are widely available on the market. And we have used those and do use those on dogs in the kennels, especially for flies and gnats and things like that are bothering the dogs when they're in the kennels. Some of those products work better than others, and so you really need to make sure that you read the label for the percent of the active ingredient, whether it's citronella or pyrethroid or something like that. Boehringer Ingelheim used to make like a yard and pet spray kind of a product, and I'm not sure if they still do or not. It was under the Permectin brand. That was a pretty good product, and if that's still out there, you might want to see if you could find that. The biggest thing I'd say on these internal products, especially these natural ones, is it's probably going to take some time for it to build up in their system to actually deter the pets. And while I've heard of different types of garlic products, and I know they've been tried in livestock industry for worms and external pests and things like that, none of the ones that I know of have been successful long term, because I'm not sure that they really work all that well, compared to some of the synthetic things that are out there to control these pests. The next question is one that I get quite often, especially during this time of the year. It's, should I clip my livestock guardian dog during the summer months? And so, I guess what I would say is, make sure that you groom your dog first, especially your long-haired dogs. We try to groom and clip all of our long-haired guardian dogs in the late spring, early summer, so right around this time. But we don't clip the entire dog, and you really should not do that, unless it's just absolutely necessary. If they're just completely covered in mats all over and full of seeds and burrs and things like that, because livestock guardian dogs have a double hair coat, and that hair coat helps insulate them, in temperature swings. So even though it gets warm in the morning, those long hairs and that double hair coat help catch some of that cool air, and it helps keep them cool throughout the day. By clipping the dog, you change that makeup of the hair coat from those longer hairs and those shorter double hair coat that's there, and it disrupts that insulating process, and it can also lead to sunburn on the dogs. So if you're going to clip your dog, don't slick shear them. We're not saying bring them down to bare skin. You want to leave at least about an inch of hair, if possible, in those areas where you have to trim them, if they've got a lot of mats. But we also clip their inner chest, kind of like from their lower neck down through the belly, their inner legs, and kind of up the lower portion of their sides. And when we try to leave it about an inch if possible, unless there's some mats where we have to take it maybe a little bit closer. The best thing is to get a good cordless clipper, like one of the Andis clippers, and put one of those plastic guards on there, inch and a half guard, and clip those areas out. Those will help leave enough hair that should protect them from the sunburn, but not disrupt that double hair coat. And really make sure that you brush out the dogs first with a good de-shedding brush. And there are several other types of grooming brushes that are out there. The ones that kind of look like the old wool card with those little metal tines, and you push the back of it and it dumps all the hair off of it. Those work really well too. You may even need to bathe the dog. I know it's not a very common thing, and a lot of producers may not want to do that, but if you've got a dog with a bunch of dead hair and lots of mats, and if you can catch them and put a good dog shampoo and then a conditioner on them, get them dry. That conditioner will really help remove a lot of that dead hair, and it'll make it easier to comb out some of those mats that may not be really bad ones. I am currently working on a grooming fact sheet, and I'm hoping that will be available for everybody on our website late summer. I do want to make just a quick shout out to Colette Resnikoff at a Cut of Love Pet Spa in Wimberley. She's been assisting me on that grooming fact sheet, and I really appreciate her help. If you're out in that area, she's got over 7 years of experience grooming livestock guardian dogs, and she's a great resource for you if you need some help with some of those groomings of your long-haired livestock guardian dogs. Well, I don't see any questions posted today, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this session of the Q&A for June. I will have another Guardian Dog Q&A on Thursday, July the 6th at 3 p.m., that first Thursday of the month. Well, it looks like maybe, I don't know, are there any questions coming in? I hate to leave too soon today, but well, thank you all for tuning in today. I sure do appreciate it. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach me at the AgriLife Center. Thank you very much for watching, folks.